Okay, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Evelyn Vargas. I'm a double major in biology and psychology, and I am a part of the class of 2019.
Okay, so my first question to you is, what does the term Familismo mean to you after giving you a brief definition of it?
So basically, Familismo is not just like this your family and the system of support, but it's the saying, it takes a village to raise a child, and your extended family and everyone you consider family, your tios and your tias and your cousins and everybody, that's that village that's going to help you, and they're going to try and raise you and give you guidance and support and love, and it's not just your mom and your dad and your siblings.
Okay. The next question is, what are typical family obligations you're required to do?
So right now both my parents don't have a job, so I have to have at least a part-time job to be able to, if I need clothes or if I need to feed myself, then I can. I help out, like I pay my own bills, so gas, insurance, phone, hospital bills, so that my parents don't have to do that. And whenever they need help, like my mom will say like, okay, let's go to the grocery store and like let me borrow $20, and I'll let her borrow $20. And I have a younger brother. He's 5 years old, and I'm expected to help out whenever it's needed, to just take care of him or keep him entertained while my mom has to do other things. But my familial obligations began probably when I was around 5, and I was bilingual and I could speak Spanish and English, and my mom couldn't. And I was responsible for making doctor's appointments or trying to translate between her and doctors and her and teachers and her and the cashier, and just trying to be that bridge between her and like a society where she was a foreigner.
Okay. So how have your family obligations changed since attending DO?
So my family obligations are very minimal now, seeing as I'm from out of state. I'm from New Mexico, so I'm about 8 hours to 7 hours away from them. The kind of emotional support that I could provide for them, or the kind of support that I could provide for them on a daily basis by helping out around the house, by helping cleaning, cooking, I can't do that anymore. And my obligations are basically just do good in school and make them proud and make sure that I'm doing this for the right reasons and that I'm here and trying my best.
Okay. My next question is, what role has your family played in your college transition?
So their role has been pretty minimal, and it's through no fault of their own, but my mom went to school up until 6th grade, and my dad dropped out like 4th grade maybe. So they have very few experience with the education system, and much less a college system. So they provide me with support, like emotional support, like, oh, you can do it, oh, you got this. But guidance is something that they can't give me, and it's kind of what's pretty important trying to navigate college, trying to navigate becoming an adult, and it's something that they unfortunately can't provide.
Okay. And my last question is, what is something you wish your family knew about college?
I wish that they knew that being smart wasn't enough anymore. So from a very young age, I was one of the people in my family who everybody said, oh, Evelyn's going to go to college, oh, Evelyn's going to be a doctor. And I guess it was sort of detrimental to me when I got to college, because growing up where I did and in the community that I did, it wasn't very challenging. I mean, it was a public school education, and it was in New Mexico. We're ranked last in education, so I didn't have to study as hard. I didn't have to try as hard to still maintain good grades. And when I got to college, that was something that changed drastically. And I wish that my parents knew that, even though they told me échale ganas and you can do it, like, it's not enough anymore, and effort isn't enough anymore, and it takes a lot more than I thought it would. And I wish that they knew how much it took, how much sleep I lose, or how much I worry, and how anxious I get and how much every exam just matters so much more now than it ever did in high school.
Okay.
My name is Jose Bañales. I'm currently studying business, and I am part of the class of 2019.
Okay. So my first question for you is, what does the term familismo mean to you, after giving you a brief definition?
So Familismo to me basically means just being really family oriented and making sure that you put your family basically all above everything else.
Cool. And my second question for you is, what are typical family obligations that you're required to do?
So typical family obligations, I work, I'm required to pay at least $400 in bills each month, which is a lot. I have a little brother, a little sister, I have a nephew and a niece. Put it on top of that, that's just a lot of kids to take care of.
Yeah.
So that's definitely making sure that, you're a good role model to all your little siblings, and that you have this high standard for them, that making sure that they do good and stuff. Also
Good. Cool. My next question is, how have your family obligations changed since you've attended DU?
So one of the things that really kind of broke my heart when starting at DU was the fact that my family was at a standstill while I'm over here doing my thing, getting an education, and I kind of broke my heart because I felt like I was being a little bit selfish, to the point where it was like, oh well, my family's still doing the same thing, they're still going steady, and I feel like I'm going up, so that's kind of on me, and I feel a little bit bad about that, and I realized that that it's okay, it's okay for me to go to college, because I know that I'm doing it for a good reason,
It's impacted you in a way where you feel kind of guilty.
Yeah, I definitely feel kind of guilty about it. Really guilty actually about it at first, but yeah.
Okay. My next question is, what role has your family played in your college transition?
Just the fact that my family has helped me get to this point where I could go to college, it's a dream, and it's hard for them because I feel like they're not educated enough to the point where they can actually help me. But I definitely don't want to say it's negative. I want to say neutral. The way they've helped me in college is neutral.
Okay.
But making sure they in a sense support me.
Yeah. So they haven't really impacted you negatively or helped you in a sense to keep pushing. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, just the support that I get from them, it's enough for me.
Yeah. Okay. And then my last question, just kind of touching base off the last one, is, what is something that you wish your family knew about your college experience or college in general?
So one of the things that I wish that my family would know more is just being more educated, just in college in general and stuff. And when I say that, I say more of because there are times when I was applying to college and my mom didn't really get the stuff that I was doing, and she was like, so why are you doing this? So for example, when I was doing FAFSA and applying for financial aid, it's why do you need my taxes?
Yeah.
What's up with that? I was like, oh, and I had to explain to her oh, okay, so this it's required, it's possible for me to get good scholarships, good grants from whatever school I go to. So it's still stuff like that. And even though as much as I could tell her with a lot of these subjects and stuff, she'll kind of have an idea, but I still feel they kind of are still lost of the whole idea of college and how everything goes about over here, because I feel like they're not educated enough. So and how they could support us better, and how they could be more active and involved with the college in general. So yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, thank you. That's it.